off, I think one of the first things I want us to talk about is this rethinking balance. You hear this phrase thrown out a lot, work-life balance, and it's all
Yeah.
about balancing your life and your work, or life-work balance, or there's all these iterations of it. But when you think about, for those executives, when they're looking at their personal relationships, how do they need to rethink balance in that aspect of their relationships?
Yeah, such a great question. And actually, like, a really nice segue into what I was getting at earlier, which is how the whole relationship angle came about. And I actually started out coaching execs on like balance. I started talking about balance, on clarity, on confidence, like all the kind of traditional stuff that we think about when we think about executive coaching. And my hypothesis was, well, there's a lot of burnt out, stressed out, anxious professionals out there. I mean, I was one. And this is the problem I'm going to solve for, because I solved it for myself. And like, why wouldn't people want to solve it? But what I found as I began working with professionals on these kind of areas, like anxiety, stress, no work-life balance, like that was like the tagline, work-life balance, work-life balance. When I began working with people on this issue, and I drilled down, because I always say like minimum 12 sessions if you really want to have like, I mean, you can have a transformation in one session, but ideally like 12 for that kind of longevity. That's my behavioral science nerd side coming out. But what I found as I began to drill down is there was a imbalance in the relational side of things. And that really kind of came down to two things, right? Like relationship to self. So I can talk for days about how an imbalance in our lives is a symptom of like not meeting our own needs, which is a symptom of having an unhealthy relationship to the self. And then that naturally will flow out into our external relationships, whether that's kind of like marital relationship, lack of personal relationships, even kind of friendships and family dynamics. And that's really what got me thinking, okay, like this is the area of life that I've always been passionate about, the area of life that I've probably had the biggest growth in. And I was too scared to talk about it openly because I was like, oh, what are people going to think? But then I kind of realized if I actually want to have significant scalable change, I think I just need to come out and talk about this. And so here I am.